right, everyone, welcome to another episode of The Urban Gardener. I want to thank you so much for joining me today on this episode. And if you haven't had a chance yet, please hit the subscribe button down below. Follow along with more garden adventures as we get growing this season. Today, we're going to be working on blueberries. Now, I've got this part of my alleyway that we've talked about in previous episodes where we're going to plant out some blueberry bushes. We're going to put some other things in there as well, but first thing we got to do is we've got to transform all of this and get it ready for planting. So we're going to have to remove a lot of the grasses and the weeds and all that sort of stuff that are here. So let's get that done. All right, now, after just a bit of work and some help from my family, we've got our planting space for our blueberries all prepared. We've dug out 5 different holes so that we can put our blueberries in there. We've got some acid planting soil mix that we're going to be putting in there along with our blueberry bushes. I've also got some wood chips to top off all of the rest of that in order to hold back some of the weeds that we're definitely going to be dealing with on an alleyway space like this. So I want to get down here real quick, show you what we're going to do with our planting holes, and we'll plant out these blueberries. So now that we've got all of our holes dug and everything, we're all set to plant in our blueberry bushes. When growing blueberries, what you want to remember is that you want to grow select different variety of them so they can intermingle and help pollinate each other, and you get better yields from what I understand and have learned. And another thing too is that selecting different varieties means that you can have different varieties fruiting at different times of the year as well. Most of our varieties are a northern high bush, I believe. This one is a Duke variety. And we've got several different types as well that we'll be planting along down the line. So what we're going to do now first is we're going to get our acidic based planting soil that we have, and we're going to fill up our hole really good. And then what I've done as well is I've already kind of watered it in just a little bit there. And then what I'm going to do is pull away enough space here for our plant to get in. All right, with our planting mix all in there and everything, we are going to just simply get this blueberry bush up and out of there. Doesn't seem to be really root bound at all. This one's just perfectly ready. We're going to try to keep it right up at our soil line. So I do want to kind of make sure that it's not down there too deep. Go ahead and fill in. Alright, so after getting our plants settled in with the acidic planting mix, what we're going to do next is I've got this sheet of cardboard. And what I'm going to do here, and I've cut a slit and a little hole for the very center base of the plant to be able to fit through. All right, so we got our cardboard down here and placed in place in order to be a weed barrier, weed protector, because we're growing out here in the alleyway. I can already anticipate lots and lots of weeds trying to come in. So around our plants, we're gonna try to keep those protected from as many of those weeds as possible. And on top of the cardboard, we're just gonna start layering in some of our wood chips that we got here. Wood chips are going to be a really great type of mulch to help keep a lot of the moisture down in there. And also in the wood chips, I've got a lot of pine needles and different things like that, which will break, as they break down, help the soil maintain a level of acidity, because our blueberry crops are really going to like the levels of acidity think somewhere around between 5 and 6, which we should be able to maintain over time as long as we keep a good steady supply of wood chips as we continue to grow year after year. All right, so now that we've got them all put in there with our acidic soil, we've got a piece of cardboard there, and we've topped it off to mulch it with our wood chips here. We've got our first variety all put in the ground. We've got 4 more to go. Alright, so we've got our blueberries all planted out for today. I've got some mulching and some things I want to get done around them, and then there's a couple of more things I want to talk about these blueberries. All right, so we finished up planting out all of our blueberry bushes here in our alleyway space. Now, one of the things about these blueberries, they are a northern high bush blueberry variety, as I mentioned earlier, and they will grow to be about 5 or 6 feet. So what we're gonna end up with here is a nice blueberry hedge with different types of blueberries blooming at different times of the year. So we probably won't be getting much of a production out of them in these first year or two, but I expect here in the next couple of seasons, we'll start seeing some really, really good blueberry production out of these blueberries. Blueberries are something that's gonna be something that's perennial and coming out every single year for years to come now. So we've just got them put it in and just got them started. So that's something we've got looking forward to. I want to mention something about the wood chips, though. The wood chips that we put into the space here around the blueberries are wood chips that we repurposed right here from the alleyway. I do have kind of a big evergreen tree right here that produces plenty of pine needles as well. So we chipped a lot of that down, and that's what we've got there. So we're using a lot of wood chips that we already have here in the alleyway, but I do want to pile in a bunch more wood chips. I have a few more left over that I'm going to kind of fill in some of the space around those blueberry bushes, and then maybe possibly pick up some wood chips from a tree service or something like that, and then really fill that in to really create a deep layer of mulch, wood chip mulch, that can really keep those weeds at bay and all of that, and then eventually break down and create some really good organic material for our soil that our blueberry bushes will be feeding on in seasons to come. So that'll be something we fix up here real soon. I did also want to mention the other things that we're going to put in the space. Down at the very end there, I am going to plant in probably some flowers and some different things and something sort of edible at that point. We're going to work on the end of that space coming up here soon. And here real quick, I'll show you. I put in our raspberry bushes. So we've got our raspberries growing out of our containers right here in the end. All right, I just wanted to interrupt this video real quick as I'm editing right now, because just a little bit ago I'm working on making the video, and I'm out in my kitchen and I noticed something going on in my neighbor's backyard, which is right next to where we were planting our blueberries. I'll show you just a little video clip of what it was. All right, so we just got done planting our blueberries earlier, and the neighbor's house is on fire. I just saw this from my window. Fire department just got here. This is where our blueberries are. You can't see them right now. Let's hope they don't destroy them putting this fire out. Fire has been put out. And let's take advantage of the light real quick. Our blueberries are untouched. What a close call. Now, isn't that crazy? Wow, I couldn't believe it. Fire was reaching up into the rafters of their back area there, in their back porch area. I got on the phone to 911 real quick. They got out, they got the fire put out real quick, but they did get some of this like white foamy certain type of thing, and I still got to figure out exactly what it was. They did assure me that it was biologically safe, and it was just basically a soap of some sort that helps put out all of the fire that's possible in their back area there. But what a crazy, crazy thing to happen there. Our blueberries survived the fire. Wow. All right, everyone, I want to thank you so much for joining me on today's episode, talking about our blueberries that we've got planted in there. We're going to look forward to some really good blueberry crops in seasons to come. I want to ask you all for a big thumbs up for this video today. And if you can, hit the subscribe button. Follow along with the other garden adventures that we got coming up. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or anything at all, hit me up in the comments section below. I'd love to hear from you. I'll see you again on the next episode. Working on this project for a while. Do you get a chance real quick? Or all right, here we go. Let's go. And I've got some, no, we're gonna try that again. Now, here we are, we've got, okay, comment section below. Ooh, and I'm tearing up big time. I'm gonna have to turn that. Let's do this more so, like that.